Hello everyone, I'm Aratra Bhomik and I welcome you all to another episode of Courts This Week on Live Law, where we update you about all the important legal developments that took place across the country last week. We will begin with developments from the Supreme Court of India and then move on to High Courts and other subordinate courts. If you like our content, please do support us by liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Let's begin. The Supreme Court of India has dismissed a special leave petition filed by former Aam Aadmi Party councillor Mohammad Tahir Hussain challenging the Delhi High Court's order, which had refused to stay the proceedings in the 3 FIRs registered against him in connection with the 2020 Delhi riots. A bench comprising Justices Ajay Rastogi and C.T. Ravikumar said that it is not keen to interfere since the matter is sub judice before the Delhi High Court. The Supreme Court of India has come down heavily on lawyers who have been striking in the state of Orissa over a long-standing demand for a permanent bench of the Orissa High Court in the western part of the state at Sambalpur. The bench comprising Justices Sanjay Kishan Kaul and Abhay S. Oka categorically directed the errant lawyers to resume work from Wednesday, cautioning that a failure to comply with the order would result in the Supreme Court holding the errant lawyers guilty of contempt of court and even going to the extent of suspending or cancelling their licenses. The Supreme Court of India has reserved its judgment on whether free speech by public functionaries, including ministers, MLAs, MPs, should have greater restrictions than those imposed under Article 19, Clause 2 of the Constitution. The 5-judge Constitution bench comprising Justices Abdul Nazir, B.R. Gavai, A.S. Bopanna, V. Ramasubramanian and B.V. Nagaratna heard the issue. The matter was referred to a larger bench in 2016 on a writ petition filed by the father of a rape victim from Bulandshahr, where it was alleged that a minister and a prominent political personality of the state, that is Azam Khan, had termed the entire incident as a political conspiracy only and nothing else. Later, Azam Khan had tendered apology for calling the gang rape a political conspiracy, which was accepted by the court. However, the court had proceeded to consider the larger issue. In an important development pertaining to the controversy surrounding the public feeding of street dogs, the Supreme Court of India has ordered that no coercive steps shall be taken in pursuance of the Bombay High Court, that is the Nagpur bench to be specific, order, which had directed that people interested in feeding stray dogs must first formally adopt them and only feed them inside their homes. A Supreme Court bench comprising Justices Sanjeev Khanna and J.K. Maheshwari has pertinently stayed the High Court's observation that persons who feed street dogs must adopt them. In a significant development, the Supreme Court of India has ordered that Subham Sangra, an accused in the 2018 rape and murder of a minor girl in Kathua, should be tried as an adult and not a juvenile. Accordingly, a Supreme Court bench comprising Justices Ajay Rastogi and J.B. Pardiwala set aside the orders of the concerned Chief Judicial Magistrate of Kathua as well as the Jammu and Kashmir High Court, which had ruled that the accused in the Kathua rape murder case be tried as a juvenile. The Supreme Court, in exercise of powers under Article 142 of the Constitution, has directed the Indian Air Force to consider 32 women Short Service Commission officers in the present batch of appeals who were released from service between the time period December 2006 and December 2009 and were not considered for grant of permanent commission for the grant of one-time pensionary benefits, deeming that they have completed 20 years of service. This particular relief was granted following the logic applied by the Supreme Court in its judgment in the case titled Secretary, Ministry of Defence versus Babita Punia. The Supreme Court of India has dismissed the application filed by the National Investigation Agency, that's the NIA, seeking to vacate the order allowing the shifting of activist Gautam Navlakha to house arrest from the Taloja prison in Mumbai, where he is lodged in connection with the Bhima Koregaon case. A bench comprising Justices K.M. Joseph and Rishikesh Roy also imposed certain additional conditions for the house arrest of Navlakha, such as the sealing of the kitchen door leading to the exit point, as well as the locking of the grills of the hall in the house. The bench noted that Navlakha has already complied with the condition of installing CCTV cameras at both the exit points. The Supreme Court bench has further directed that the order passed on November 10th, which allowed the shifting of Navlakha from prison to house arrest, must be executed by the NIA within 24 hours. A Delhi court has denied bail to Aam Aadmi Party leader Satyendra Jain in a money laundering case. Special Judge Vikas Dhul of Rouse Avenue Courts pronounced the order. The court also denied bail to other co-accused persons, Ankush Jain and Vaibhav Jain. The case was transferred for hearing before Special Judge Vikas Dhul after the probe agency moved a plea seeking transfer of the proceedings, which were earlier pending before the concerned Special Judge Gitanjali Goel. Particularly, Jain was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on May 30th and is currently under judicial custody. A Varanasi court has dismissed an application filed by the Anjuman Masjid Committee, which manages the Gyanvapi Mosque in Varanasi, filed under Order 7 Rule 11 of the CPC challenging the maintainability of a title suit praying to hand over the possession of the Gyanvapi Mosque premises to Lord Vishveshwar Virajman and others. Dismissing the concerned plea, the Fast-Track Court of Civil Judge Senior Division Mahendra Kumar Pandey posted the case for further hearing on December 2nd this year. In a significant ruling, the Madhya Pradesh High Court has held that Section 10 of the Madhya Pradesh Freedom of Religion Act of 2021, which is the state's anti-conversion law that requires a person desiring to convert his or her religion to give a declaration in this regard to the district magistrate, to be prima facie unconstitutional in nature. A High Court bench of Justice Sujay Paul and Justice Prakash Chandra Gupta also restrained the state government from taking any course of action against any person who contravenes Section 10 of this impugned legislation. The bench further also barred the state authorities from prosecuting adult citizens who have married out of their own volition and not through any forced conversion. Thank you. Keep watching Courts This Week on Live Law for more such updates. See you next week.